Good day, everybody. Thank everybody for tuning in. My name is Law Nation, LAW Nation. We're going to talk about Travis Frederick officially signing his retirement papers and things like that, and what that does for the Cowboys organization. Well, it leaves us $7 million. Of course, we're going to get $6 million next year on dead money. Nevertheless, you can utilize some of this money now. The $7 million, I think that this probably be a situation where Jerry Wayne Jones make one more acquisition for this team. Remember this, Cowboy Nation. Player evaluation is 365. And there are some guys that's long in the tooth that's out there that I think that can help this team elevate. I do know that the Jadeveon Clowney name been thrown out there, and as well as the Everson Griffen name been thrown around. Or you can go back and say to yourself, everybody got signed. We signed pretty much everybody but one person. One person. And that $7 million can help go towards that one person. That's Dak Prescott. I do know that a lot of people looking at this thing and saying, well, Law, Dak Prescott, man, just let him play under the franchise tag, or let's see him what he would do under Mike McCarthy, Those are things that a lot of people are saying, which I can feel where they're coming from, objectively listening in to what they're saying. I can say, yeah, you would want to see him under Mike McCarthy. Nevertheless, I think that Dak Prescott already betted on himself last year. Neither here nor there. I will say that $7 million, according to that, is enough money to pay off all of your rookies, those who you really think that should make the team out of this draft pool. I think that you can use some of that money to pay off those particular contracts. And trust me, there's more players on a roster this year opposed to last year, so it could be more money. It could be more money that we have to pay out and dish out, and it could be upwards of $7 to $8 million for this rookie's contract. Nevertheless, I think we can shake some things loose and maybe sign one more veteran guy. When I look at the notes here, I can say this. Where are our holes on this particular team? Where are the holes, basically? So when we think about it, we can say, well, the wide receiver core is pretty solid. We just had Cedric Wilson on the show, and I think that he got his mind right. He got his mental capacity and those things together. Hopefully, we can see a good level of competition. Maybe, just maybe, he can contribute as it relates to special teams. Maybe he can be on that punt return unit, kickoff return unit. Who knows? I think that he brings that type of element to the table. Nevertheless, you do have the CeeDee Lambs, right? You do have an Amari Cooper. Oh my goodness. Did I say this right here? Michael Gallup. I think that he brings a lot to the table as well. So that department is looking good. Oh, let's look over to this department. The running back. Are we going to be by committee? Are we finally going to give Tony Pollard a chance and opportunity? Keep this on your mind. Last year, we drafted Tony Pollard. Do you guys remember that, right? And that's when good old Jerry was like, Zeke who? Jerry always got to sell things. And Zeke at the time was holding out and these sort of things when he made that crazy statement. Nevertheless, Ezekiel Elliott last year had more snaps than any other year. Let me repeat, he had more snaps than any other year that he played in the National Football League. Meaning that I think that he was misused in a sense, because if you think about it, just from the natural mindset, you would think that you would not give that brother more snaps than he had the previous years due to the simple fact that he held out. Due to the simple fact he didn't participate in training camp, basically. I digress. That was the stupidity of last year's staff. I think that this year's staff, and I could be 1,000,000% wrong, not saying that I'm right, but I think that this year's staff would know how to utilize both of the running backs. And of course, the Jameis Olawale. All right, can we all say this? That department as it relates to running back, that committee should be okay, right? Any questions on that, right? Any concerns on that? So the wide receiver department, the running back department, they cool, they straight. No worries about that particular department, right? All right, what else department? The tight end situation. It's the unknown. We don't know whether or not Jarwin can survive 16 weeks, right? We don't know. It's like the unknown of the unknown. We do know how he looks like with Jason Garrett out there and Jason Witten taking up all of the snaps and these sort of things. We do know how that looked like, right? The Jason boys with Jarwin administration. Nevertheless, he is the guy now, right? He got the full entree. He can order and eat whatever he wants, and he will not have nobody in his way. And shout out to the bulldozer that's going to be on the opposite side of him, Blake Bell, if they do decide to throw in some 12 personnel. And I don't think that Mike McCarthy run a lot of 12 personnel. Nevertheless, but Mike McCarthy do utilize that fullback. So look for those particular sets too, because the fullback is interchangeable a little bit with the tight end. You know, maybe he can play Ejimez Olawale as the H-back. Who knows? We shall soon see, right? So that department, you got a big question mark in that department, right? Now, looking at this offensive line, that is where the hole is at. That is where Travis Frederick was at, and he retired. That's why we got $7 million. We got $7 million because of Travis Frederick, right? So we know that Zach Martin, he's concrete in, right? We know that Lyle Collins, he concrete in, right? There's no question mark about that. Now, when we talk about the Tyron Smiths of the world, right, we can have a big reservation. We can have a big question mark. We can say to ourselves, well, he's going to get injured, Lo. He's going to get injured. He's not going to go the entire year without being injured. But I'm going to knock on some wood. Hopefully, just hopefully, he can figure out a way to be available and not get hurt or what have you. Knock on some more wood. Yeah, let's knock on some wood for that. Y'all knock on some wood where you at, too. Knock on some wood, baby. All right, so we do have Connor McGovern, Connor Williams. Connor Williams still battling through some injuries. We hope that he will be on 100%. We hope he will be 100%. So that's why training camp is very vital at this point. We would like to see him at 100 percentile. And we do have the Joe Looney, and we do have Tyler Biadasz. Hopefully, or you can call him Lil Boosie, badass, however you want to call him. Hopefully he can step up and we can see some type of battles within the battles of the battles, close to the battles on that front five offensive line. Now, and that's for your mind too, by the way, where do we have these holes at, Law? Where them holes at, baby? Linebacker. Y'all help me out. LVE, that's a big question mark. Let's put the question mark on players, right? And I'm not saying that they will be trash, but we got to put the question mark on LVE. We just don't know. Sean Lee, can we put a question mark, exclamation mark, and a question mark on that? Will he be able to stay for 16 weeks? Will he be able to go on his run? Will he be able to be in the playoff ready mode type of situation, type of groove? So let's put a big question mark on Sean Lee and LVE at this moment and at this time. Jalen, I think that Mike McCarthy looked at this thing and said, hey, Mike Nolan, hey, you work out well with these linebackers, right? Let's play this guy. and the front four, let's look at it in these factors. I think that D-Law will have a fantastic year. Oh, Law, what you talking about? You only saying that because he got law in his name. Law and order. No. Last year during this time, he was recovering. He had the shoulder surgery. You guys remember that? People was like, man, come on, and these sort of things. Nevertheless, we paid him. He got his bag. He got his money. He jumped out of the bag or what have you with tons of cash. And he only had 5 sacks. But he was good against the run. And that's without lifting weights. That's without going up through the battles all summer long. He didn't do none of that stuff during training. He was recovering. So give him a placeholder. and put like you can put a question mark there, but I'm telling you guys, remove it because he's going to show up and show out. Where's we got question marks at? Cheeto Woozier with this particular defense, with this style, who knows? Do you want to put him at safety? Do you not? I think that my dog Cheeto Woozier, he will step it up. This is a contract year. Him, Jordan, Hip Pocket, Lewis, Xavier Woods, those three guys right there. Remember my previous video, I said that those guys got chips on their shoulders and things like that. I think that they coming with the factors of their mind and saying, hey, we're going to have to make this thing shake. So all I'm trying to say is trying to speed this thing up. I don't want to keep you guys long forever. All I'm trying to say is, what would you do with that $7 million if available? Well, it is available. What would you do with it? Do you go ahead and put your money together? Let's push out this Dak Prescott contract. Let's just cancel all of this Dak hate, and let's cancel all of this Dak crazy talk of just letting him walk and crazy stuff that people pull out every day. Or do you invest that money to reinsure maybe where we got them hoes at? Okay. Oh, there you go. Do you go invest in a linebacker, maybe a veteran linebacker out there? I don't know. Maybe you do a trade situation and pay. Or do you look at it and say, hey, I got $7 million. Hey, we do know what the storyline with Tyrone Crawford. We do know that. My guy Scott Walker was like, hey, 15 million if you get rid of Tyrone, and then 7, and then you can have some other money laying around somewhere else. Maybe you do a trade situation for Jamal Adams. I know that there's like the booger bear that jumps out and everybody like, man, come on, Law, let's stop talking about that too. But do you do that, and that will be your 15 million a year. Crazy things can happen, Cowboy Nation. And trust me, I just feel that Jerry Wayne Jones will not pay that much money for a safety who you're going to put in the box, although he can't play out in space and these sorts of things. Or do you just go out there and say, okay, I got a 1-year rental for Everson Griffen. Let's put him out there on that line. He knows, at least Coach Edwards, he knows how the Mike Nolan system operates and work as well. Would you take that risk, Cowboy Nation? Or would you say, hey, Jadavion, what's good? Or do you really believe in, like my dog, Vach Lombardi, who keeps the party? He called him Team Toxic. The brother come up with all type of names. I was like, why are people calling him Toxic? Then I saw a video of Vach. He talking about Team Toxic. And y'all know who the Toxic boys are. Do you roll with the Toxic boys? I want y'all to research Team Toxic. Do you roll with those boys? Or do you say, okay, let's roll this dice, baby, and let's bring in somebody else? You can't, look, there's an old saying out there, and I know it's real. You can't have too many pass rushers. Oh, you can't. Or do you look at it and say, wide receiver's solid. That's good. Put the check mark there. Tight end is okay. Running back solid. Let's go invest in this offensive line. Let's go get a veteran guy. I want to know your thoughts, Cowboy Nation. I want to know how you guys feel. Drop that comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content. Let a friend, neighbor folk know when you want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go get this thing going. Peace.